Hey Max. Okay. So I figured out a way I think is going to be a lot easier for you. And I want you to do it this way. Try it this way. And then there are I linked a couple videos, and then there is this one really cool video. It's like an urban landscape that I think would be cool for you to do it as well, just to show some process. So I just downloaded this stock image. So I imagine I photographed her. I had her set up in the center. You have to think about how you want your subject to be, because you're going to create like multiple versions to the right and multiple versions to the left, okay? And I'm working in horizontal because that's what your image was that you sent me. So one thing that you can do that I think is going to be a lot easier for you is you can choose the quick selection tool. Don't do the magic wand, do the quick selection. Make sure up here in the control panel, it's the plus, but you can do, so if you have your model and then a solid color background, like say you do a white backdrop in the classroom, in the photo lab, or you do a black backdrop, I have all kinds of backdrops in that photo closet that you guys can use and set up the backdrops that way. All I have to do is say select subject up here, and it's going to select her, or you can go zoom in and you can start selecting her this way. Okay. I like to do it the easy way because I'm working smarter, not harder. So I just do select subject. It's going to do it exactly the way I need it. I'm going to do a Command C to copy it and Command V, and you can see I have a new layer now. I can get my move tool and I can move her over here. I can even do a Command V again and I can move her over. And if I want to do a Command T, I can do a Command T. I can go up to Edit, Transform, and I can flip her if I want horizontally. So I could have her go this way now. And then obviously this looks ridiculous because it's not blended or I don't have any blending modes, but you can go through and see what all your blending modes look like. Like I could put it on a soft light. I can lower the opacity, and then I can go to this one, so I can hit enter and get my move tool, and I can click on her over here, and I can change her opacity. I'll just do soft light again, and I'll lower the opacity down. And here's where, if I do a Command plus, sorry, I'm trying to get this right for you. So if I click on this woman over here, see how her shoulders are kind of lined up, but I want this source image in the middle, her shoulders to be seen. I'm going to give her a layer mask right here. And remember, white reveals, black conceals. So black is going to hide the woman in the center and white's going to bring her up. So I'm going to do a softness. I'm going to lower the hardness down, and I'm going to lower my brush size down with the brackets to the right of the letter P. And I'm going to move this down to be above the background layer. And then you can see now I'm bringing her arm into play, and my opacity is too much. You see that where I'm getting that weird halo? So I'm going to lower my opacity down, and I'm going to work really slow. And I just want to get this weird little mesh thing happening away. And it may not bother you. You may be like, meh, I don't really care about it that much. And so I'll increase it, and here I'll bring her arm back to normal. And again, if you mess up like I did right here, I just hit X and get black on top, and I can paint her back in right here on the side. Okay, so that looks pretty good right there, actually. I'm going to do white on top, and I'm going to actually lighten up her arm a little more because it does look a little ridiculous. It looks a little darker than her face. And then again, I got to go in here, and this is where you'd really want to zoom in a lot to fix that part. Okay. There's other things you can do too. Like I can get my move tool and I can click on. Here, I'll click on this lady over here, so I'm on the far right. So if I go to edit, Sorry, that's the baby. I go to edit, transform. I can do, what do I want to do? Okay, your flip horizontal is going to be important. Skew, will that work? Yep, so I could do things like this. I don't know if I like skew. Let's see, edit, transform. How about distort? What does that do? So there I could make her shorter. I could make her skinnier, like if you want it to kind of recede in the back, all kinds of things like that. And then I have to hit this check mark to set it in place. Another thing I can do is I can go in and be like, okay, well, I want to really play with the hue saturation on just this woman over here on the right. I'm going to do the create a clipping mask. So I'm going to hit this little square and tell it only do it to her. Don't do it to these two layers. I could even do colorize so you can see what I'm doing here. And it's going to change her. So see, she's kind of like a purpley color right now. I'll make it an annoying color so you can see what I'm talking about. So see how it only affects her and not these other ones. If I don't have this selected, it's going to do it to everything. So you want to make sure you're doing that. And you could go in and do a curves adjustment layer and give it this little clipping, and then you're only adjusting the curves on that far right image and not anything else, okay? I think this is going to be the easiest way for you because I imagine you're going to have a solid color in the background and you're going to have this one subject. Just make sure they're centered if you want it to look like the image you sent me, and then copy them and flip them horizontally to move them around, and then you'll be good to go.